2013, Pasadena boys had a contest. And it was around Valentine's, right before Valentine's Day, and it was, yes, that article right there. It was for the greatest love story. And I thought that my husband Matt and I, we had one. So I wrote to them, and it's funny because you can't see it on there, but the topic was love overcomes all hardships. And I'll read it for you. It says, they say what is meant to be will always find its way. And with Matthew and I, that proved to be true. We have known each other since 12 and always had a special connection. We were the same height, had the same sense of humor, and just always seemed so compatible. I always had a crush on him. Mm-hmm. In 1993, we reunited in high school, and we had classes together. We would carry on. We both would get kicked out of class. And I actually have videos from high school that I took, and it's good to have them now. After graduation, Matt and I kind of went separate ways. I had a family, I had a son. I was doing the family thing, and Matt fell into a bad crowd. He struggled with addiction issues for the next 15 years. And this broke my heart because we dated a little in high school too, I forgot about that. But it broke my heart because this was someone that was so dear to me. He played sports, he had good grades, and to see him struggle, it just broke my heart. He was living on the streets or either in jail, and everybody would come and report to me. Meanwhile, I would always check up on him and make sure he was okay. And I checked the judiciary case search, which is an awful way to keep up on someone, but that's how I found out where he was at. So in 2009, when I went through my divorce, I found Matt and I reached out to him in a letter. I had so many questions about why his life had ended up like this, why he wanted his life to, what his life wanted to become, what did he have to do, what did we have to do to get him to be where he needed to be. And he asked me to come see him in jail. And I went, and my parents had a fit that I was talking to someone in jail. But my feelings, oh, there's my dad. My feelings were strong though, and I went. And it was, we picked up right where we left off from high school. And he wanted to be a barber. He wanted to cut hair. He wanted to come home. He wanted to do the right thing. And all of our letters that I have still, it's like a journey of our love. Like, he had so many hopes and so many dreams, and he wanted to reconnect with his son and make things right. His son's here with me tonight. So he came home, he regained trust from old friends. He got to go to barber school. He cut hair at the local barber shop that he grew up in. And together, he and I, we visited nursing homes, we cut hair, and we did a lot of things. And in 2012, we married in front of 200 of our closest friends and family, which was most of Pasadena. Everybody in Pasadena knows my husband. But I'm going to fast forward a little bit because it didn't stay good. We had relapses, we had rehabs, we had his father die, we had little issues. We had me start to use drugs, which was the stupidest thing in the world because he always called me his better half. And at that moment I wasn't. And for a year both of us used, and that's something that I would have never done. But in the fall of 2016, Matt was done. He went to rehab, and it was for the last time. And he detoxed off of alcohol, Xanax, methadone, heroin, cocaine, and whatever else. They actually called me and said that he was getting ready to stroke out. It was the worst case they'd ever seen. He came home And somebody in one of the NA groups that I came into Shepherd Pratt said something that just hit a note with him. And he came home, went to NA. He didn't believe in going to NA because he thought that's where you met all your old buddies. But he went to NA. He hooked up with people with extensive amounts of clean time. He got a sponsor. He found God again. We went to Bible study. And we went to church. And things were going great. He was cutting hair at a barbershop that he just died to be at. That was half the reason he was really trying to get his life right, because his friends were starting a barbershop. But he built himself up again, and this was like his 5th or 6th reinvention since we had been together. But he was still struggling with the family. There was still resentments. His son and him still had a little bit of hostility, but he tried to do good by everybody. He brought many people in the rooms, and he was a big guy. He was goofy, as you can see by this shirt that talks about his pythons that he had, and he could just light up a room. And they had a benefit for autism at his barbershop, and he doubled over in pain. And we were like, what's going on? So took him to the hospital, and he had pancreatitis. This was like the 4th time. He did have a tendency to dabble with steroids when he was working out, so that may have been why he got pancreatitis so often. It wasn't from drinking. He didn't drink. He did a little bit, but not really. But we sat in that room, and he was in excruciating pain, and I actually have video of it. And he said, babe, please get the doctor. And he needed pain meds. Now, he hadn't worked the steps yet in Narcotics Anonymous, so they came in and they gave him a needle, and he started to cry. And he was like, babe, this is going to wake up the monster. And I said, you got this. You have a lot of good friends. They're going to be there for you. And he stayed on the phone with them every day of his hospital stay. But later I found out that they sent him home with a prescription, because I had just started a new job, so I was kind of in and out with everything. They sent him home with a prescription that he brought home. He was still in some pain. And they took him off of his antidepressants cold turkey. Now, he had just finally started to come to terms with a childhood molestation. So that antidepressant that he was taking, it kind of normaled all that out. He was manic, bipolar. And all of a sudden, he became really angry and like mean and fighting with me, and I had insecurity, so we always fought. But one day we just weren't in touch, and we were together every day. I mean, I swept the floors at the barbershop. He called me. I even worked next door to the barbershop at one point because we were just so codependent. And one day I couldn't find him after work, and I'm like, what's going on, you know? And he had relapsed on heroin. And it was the biggest disappointment for both of us. And I think what was bothering him more is that he thought that maybe we would go down that rabbit hole together again. And he always protected me. Like, no matter what, I don't care if he was at his worst, he was worried about what Jen was doing. Is Jen going to be okay? Is Jen going to be doing this? He even told my parents that I was using so that they would get me away from him. And many people don't do that. That was just an example of his character. But 2 days later, he relapsed again. And everybody knew about it. The barbershop did, his family knew, and I'm at work and I didn't have a clue. For the first time, we didn't talk all day. And I got home and I didn't see his car, and I didn't see it at work, and I didn't see it at home, so I had right to West Baltimore because I know that's where he would go. And I had a feeling in my stomach. I was like, something is wrong. And my husband never overdosed. I mean, everybody around him overdosed. He never did. He never fell out, he never did nothing. It made him normal, actually, which was kind of sad. And I remember my car breaking down in the middle of West Baltimore, and I'm like, oh my God. And I get a phone call from one of our girlfriends that was a nurse at Baltimore, Washington, and she said, Jen, Matt's here. And I was like, oh, thank God, I've been looking for him. And I had this bad thing in my stomach. And she's like, no, he's unresponsive. We found him in the bathroom. Your mother-in-law was sick. He brought her here, and we found him unresponsive in the bathroom, and he laid in the bathroom for 40 minutes. Nobody questioned that big dude that went in there. Is he okay? He hit his head. And by the time I got there, my friend Laura and Jason were there. Jason's passed since then too, and Matt was gone. He was gone. I never thought that would ever happen. And since then, his pain, I know the family lived with pain, but since then, the pain didn't go away. It just got transferred. Every day I live my life wondering what could have happened. And we were expecting our first grandchild, a little girl, and he was so excited. So I was like, why? And I've had 2 years and 3 months to reflect on this. And the one thing that I do know is that you have to be very attentive, very, very attentive, because now both of my boys are struggling with issues. And there were people that never forgave him when he was clean, and you just can't have those resentments. You can't. You have to be face to face about it. You have to have patience about it. And it's not an easy thing to have patience with. And I know they did tough love with him, but I had to love him so hard. But like they always say, they'll get you high before you get them sober. That was true. I haven't used since he passed, and that was something that people were like, are you serious? Like, you haven't even done a little bit? No, I haven't, because seeing my husband lay on that gurney, the way he looked, I would never touch drugs again. But now I don't have sympathy for people who lost their spouses and their kids or their relatives. I have empathy. And I don't look for people to have sympathy with me. I look for them to have empathy with me. Because a lot of people don't understand this life. And I wasn't involved in it until I got with Matt. And I don't really have too many regrets. Yes, I shouldn't have gotten high, but now that my kids are struggling in different ways, I think that maybe I had to learn something. Maybe I had to have empathy with that for them. But I think the biggest thing that I take away is that now that nothing can rattle me, because I've been through what I think is like the worst thing besides losing one of my children. And I'm so glad to see the numbers going down, because 2017, the year my husband died, was one of the worst years for overdoses in this county. And I'm happy to say that they did find the gentleman that gave him the drugs, and he did go to jail. And he was a repeat offender for doing those kind of crimes. So, I mean, it didn't really make me feel better, but I just want to say that everybody in here who lost somebody to an overdose, that I'm sorry, and I know it's tough. And if you're still sick and suffering, which after talking to people that I know today, some still are, that it's not worth it. It's really not worth it. And I pray every day that both of my kids have a safe life and a good life. And like, that's just my story. And it was a beautiful life. We loved each other tremendously. And it was to the point where when you have those intimate moments, we both were crying because the love was just so real. And I feel him with me. He used to give me butterflies when I was young. Every time I saw him, he gave me butterflies, and now he gives me butterflies today because they're always around me. And I know it's him. So I pray for all of you, and thank you for having me speak today.